Michigan, Marquette, Kentucky were all 2s and 3s with 9 losses. All right, any questions for the student athletes? Start with Justin.
Question for Noah and Jonah. What's it been like being a part of a documentary?
It's pretty special. It's a cool experience. But at the end of the day, we're trying to focus on what really matters, and that's winning. So that's kind of the mindset we're in, and we're looking forward to season finally being here.
It's cool, get to tell my background, but, like what Noah said, the main focus is this week, Saturday night, and that's what we're attacking on.
Matt and Michael.
For both Josh and Jonah, I mean, for you guys, going into a season opener with some actual film on the team, they played a game, but how different does that, make the preparation? How just kind of unique scenario is it to have a week 0 game of tape on an opponent?
It's awesome because we have a general idea of what we might get.
Yeah, what Baker said, it's good for them that, they played all 4 quarters, and it's good for us too. We have something to watch on going into week 1.
Specifically with them, I mean, they had a lot of success on delayed blitzes. They were able to, obviously we have 2 scoop and score touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do it again because that's in their scheme. So we're going to expect it, and we're going to prepare for it come Saturday.
Michael and then Brian.
For the offensive linemen, during training camp, there was a lot of guys kind of in and out of the lineup, including yourself, Josh, for a while. How do you feel like the line has come together here as the season approaches? What have you guys done to make sure that you have the cohesion and chemistry that you need?
It's come together pretty good now that we've gotten, like you said, many guys able to get some reps in there. So we have more cohesion and more depth with more guys able to come in and fill in roles as we need them.
That's what summer was for, kind of get the guys together. We're off our, we got nothing, we got no school, so that's where we come together as a team, get in the film room, attack, and then just build that chemistry.
Brian and Justin. Noah, what's been the biggest difference for you this preseason compared to last year? That, like, knowing that you are the guy and being the leader as opposed to having to always be ready. I think that's what you said so many times last year, like be ready in case something happens to Jaden.
I think last year was more about kind of myself and really taking care of what I had to take care of, and now this year it's about the team and kind of having cohesion through all the position groups and not just worrying about my responsibility. So that's the biggest difference, and we have some really good people in our building, from coaches and players, that make my job easy to this day.
Do you find yourself watching almost as much, if not more, film of the other position groups as your own?
I always kind of just watched a lot of film. That was just kind of my nature to be prepared. So I wouldn't say there's a drastic difference in that phase.
Justin and Troy.
One of Mexico's DBs, I believe, was one of your teammates at Survive, Noah Aminger. What's the scouting report on him?
He's a special player, and you kind of saw what he did last week. He played corner for us growing up, and obviously now he's playing safety. So playing that boundary safety, he's not scared to hit. A lot of their DBs had a lot of tackles, so that's definitely a fun group. We know that they're going to come down and play hard, so we're expecting a great opportunity to be able to play against a really good defense, a really good defensive coach, and we're just going to try to be the best us we could be.
How cool is it to see, not just at Arizona, but around college football, all the Servite guys?
It's awesome. I mean, these guys that we grew up with, these are guys that we went through a lot of adversity with growing up. So it's special to see a lot of people live out their dreams.
Matt and then Michael.
No, when you walked out on the Gale court 7 months ago, it was like you guys were ready to strap it up and play the game then. Has this felt like just a super long off season, or just how exciting is it to be in game?
It's super exciting. We're finally here. But I mean, I think through all of the things that we had to go through as a team, we're closer than we've ever been. You talk about the culture, and it's continued to grow. So I'm real excited to be able to finally play with these guys, be able to just compete at the highest level, and we're looking forward to just taking this 1 week at a time.
Michael and then Brian. With all the individual work that T-Mac did before reintegrating himself into the offense, how do you think that might help him to become an even better player?
Yeah, you talk about T-Mac, you obviously first you think about all of the special intangibles he has and the athleticism that's God-given for him. But kind of just having that time with Coach Wade and having that time with Coach Carroll on the side, you could see him kind of building his repertoire from his speed and his strength to just little tricks that you've never seen him comfortable doing. He's trying new things in one-on-ones. He's trying new things in the game, and it's going to make him even a better receiver. So when you take the best player in the country and you give him more tools, it's kind of scary what he's going to do this year.
Brian?
For Jonah or Josh, what's the key to recognizing those delayed blitzes? Like, is there a certain tendency that you have to be checking on? Because you're going from blocking one guy to suddenly someone else is coming in?
Specific player alignments, just being in the film room and over time and time again, watching certain plays, you're going to be able to see tells of what's coming. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to take 8 eyes to identify what they're doing. I'm not just because, Josh is center, doesn't mean he has to make all the calls. I'm kind of there for him to look out to the apex and see if the corner is going to come and then just let him know. But, we're all going to work together.
Damien?
So now you're talking about the difference this year being essentially focus, right? Focusing on the bigger picture rather than yourself. What is that like for you?
I mean, it's not too different from how I was raised. Just kind of, it's always about the team. That's the main part, and that's just kind of Coach Brennan has kind of referenced that a lot. Coach Tomey's thing is the team. So that's just kind of how we're built. That's just kind of what we take pride in. And if we want to do what we want to do this year, it's about this team. It's about us. It's not about one individual.
Question for Josh and Noah. Can you guys share with us just the relationship that you guys have as quarterback center?
Good.
With that?
We got a special relationship, and that's kind of
Yeah.
it's been a 3-year relationship now, and the first year and a half was just kind of me admiring his work ethic, his football IQ, and just the things that he's able to do. And then once I got in, he took so much weight off of my shoulders, so I'm forever indebted to him for that. But he makes my job easy, allows me to just kind of read the defense from a coverage standpoint while he takes care of all the pressures.
It's been amazing to see a young kid a couple years ago come in with such a professional attitude and such a again, just like professional mindset, come in working hard every single day, not missing a beat, and able to step up when his name was called. It's just been amazing to see that.
For Josh and Jonah, I don't want to put out any bulletin board material or anything like that, but when you see what Montana State did in New Mexico last week, and knowing that how much during fall camp running the ball has been a huge part of the development of this offense, how exciting is it to you had that first game, you get to go out and be physical and road grade just a little bit and get your feet underneath you with that?
I mean, it's about time. We've been banging on each other, our own defense. So being able to, finally looking forward to play a different team, is exciting.
It's exciting every week to get out there and see what we're going to get and line up and execute play.
All right, last question to Justin.
So Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt will be playing against his former team, personal game for him. Just what do you guys think about the addition and what he's brought to the team?
That kid's so special, and he's an All-American for a reason. I mean, you don't just throw that word around, so you see the kind of his capabilities. We understand this is a personal game for him, but at the end of the day, we've kind of been telling him all week that we have his back, and to not make this more than it is. We're just another football game, and we're looking forward to being able to be on the same team as him and kind of just let him do his thing.
All right, that's our time.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming in.
Well, it was probably like 100 and something outside, and
Camera's good? Okay, any questions for Coach Favors? Start with Jason and then Matt.
Coach, do you go into a game saying you need to run a balanced offense, or do you believe in balance, or is it just a matter of what the game calls for?
well, I think that everybody wants to be balanced, because if you're balanced, you're unpredictable. But when defenses are geared to stop the run, you've got to be really, really good to run it when they're geared to stop it. So if you can get some kind of balance somewhere in there, whatever those numbers are, that normally gives you the best opportunity to be successful in offense.
Matt and Justin.
From individual players' standpoints, what have your tight ends shown you during fall camp that shows that they can be balanced and, you know, have the mindset of blockers that can also get out and make catches?
You know, that's interesting, because I got an opportunity to talk to him today, and I think I've had tight ends that have played for me before at this school, and both of them, or all three of them, ended up being in the pros. And I told them, I said, if you learn how to block here, you'll always have a job. They may hire you as a receiving tight end, but that guy gets one contract and then he's gone to some other place. I said, if you can block, you'll get 2 or 3 contracts. And you just watch the guys that have gone through here. So the key thing for a tight end is he's part running back, part offensive lineman, part receiver. But if you do the 2 parts first, if you're a blocker and you're a running back, if you're a lineman and you're a running back and you can block, that means that the defense has to put heavier personnel in there. And then when you put heavier personnel in there, that means you get to run routes versus linebackers and safeties instead of going against nickels and DBs. And that's what really gives them their value.
Justin. What are Jacory's biggest strengths as a running back?
He's big. I think when you talk about the strengths, I don't know if I like to pull it out. I don't want to separate it like that. I'm not a scout. I do have eyes. I do know what he does well and what he doesn't do well. But I'm not going to put that in the newspaper, put it in the press. I think that that entire group has worked hard. And I think as a group, we've got a very good group. I think we're almost 4 deep. And I'm excited to see what they can do.
Brian and Michael.
When we talked with you last week, you had said that you really hadn't seen the possible starting lineup on the offensive line working together with this extra week. Do you feel more confident that you're going to have the best 5 out there, both in terms of health and performance?
You never know with the health. We still got some guys that are banged up from a camp, and as they get healthy, and if they show us what they need to show us, they'll have an opportunity. I really don't think that offensive lines really get settled until like the 3rd and 4th week of the season, and then you've got 2/3 of the season left. But I am excited about what I've seen the last 4 or 5 practices out, and I do think that they're coming together.
Michael. Coach Brendan said that Noah Fafita is maybe the best leader that he's ever been around. What have you observed in that regard when it comes to Noah?
I keep saying the same thing, and I apologize. He's an exceptional leader. He's an exceptional person. He's a young man of faith, which is rare at that age. And he's either the first or second best I've ever been around. And, and the other guy is still playing in the National Football League. So all I can say is what I end up saying all the time is he's not average. The more and more you're around him, he's just like the guy is special. and he needs to be treated as such.
Who was the other guy? You mentioned him the other day.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
When it comes to season openers, the first non-conference games of the season, they're tools. Obviously, you want the first priority is winning the game, but they're also evaluation tools to some standpoint. Do you put statistical marks that you want the offense to hit? Do you put performance marks, grade each individual player? How do you self-evaluate for this game?
We'll grade the players, but a lot of it comes down to not only what they did in practice, but how they perform in the game. And the number one thing is to win the football game. No football team grows more. Football teams grow the most between their first and second game. And the team that we saw on Saturday between 1 and 4:30 Pacific time is not the team that's going to be here. We're going to find a team that's much improved, much better, and we need to be able to make sure that we're playing up to our standards and no one else's.
I know it was only one game, but what do you think is the identity of New Mexico's defense and what they're going to bring?
Coach Bronco Mendenhall was the head coach of Virginia when I was the head coach at Syracuse. He's a fantastic coach. His offensive coordinator was a person that I made offensive coordinator at Syracuse my last year there. He's a fantastic coach. I know that they will have that team ready to go, and I know that they're doing everything that they can possibly be to put their best foot forward. Those guys are good coaches. Those players are good, tough players, and we're looking excited to our contest coming in here on Saturday.
Jason and then Michael. The players often mention that they're tired of going against the same guys every single day. As a coach, is it kind of a nice change being able to go against a different team and call plays in that situation?
Yeah, I'm tired of going against our defense too, Artie. It's one of those things where, you work, and hello. And now it's time to, go start the season and go play. Everybody's ready to go play. Everybody's tired of banging on each other. And we want to go out there and find out exactly what we can do.
In a situation where you're heavily favored, if you pay attention to such things, is the messaging at all different to the team than it would be otherwise?
I don't even know what we're favored, and whatever that is, that doesn't make any sense. I think that Florida State was really favored, and that when you looked at it, I won't talk about another team. Those things happen all the time. That's what makes college football so great, is you can't predict it. And what we need to do is cross the T's, dot the I's, win the turnover battle, make sure our kicking game is intact, score points on offense, stop them on defense, play with a physical attitude, keep penalties to a minimum, and then maybe, if we do all that, maybe we'll have a chance.
This is first time in maybe 13 years that you're heading into a season opener where you don't have to worry about all the ducks in the row, just a set one. How is this preseason, all that been for you, not having to worry about everything?
I thought I would sleep better, but I'm not. I really thought I would sleep better, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm still sleeping the same hours those last 13 years. But it's interesting to get back to just worrying about 54 guys instead of 108 or 120. And it really allows you to focus and really give more to the 54. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity of giving these young men more on the offensive side of the ball. Not that I don't talk to the defensive players and the special teams players, but it's going to be fun to go down the road and go into war with them.
Last question, Michael. As evidenced by the fact that the guys just came off the field, Coach Brennan is an advocate of morning practices versus late afternoon or evening. What did you do when you were a head coach, and what are the pros and cons of either way?
Well, you're trying to get me to go against my head coach. I can't do that. But we started off, when I first started as a head coach, we were an evening practice team. And when we ended up, we were a morning team. And to me, mornings, you get the best out of the young men before they go into the classroom. And they're all going to go into the classroom and do their best. It's an early start and it's a long day for the coaches, but, we'll get over it. And we can get tired. We just don't want them to get tired. And by going early in the morning, you can get the men early to bed so they can get their rest, which is important to be ready to go the next day. And the last thing that I'll say on that is when they have to check in to a football complex at 6:30, between 6:30 and 7 a.m. in the morning for a 9 o'clock practice or a 10 o'clock practice, it kind of puts them in the same pattern that they're going to need to be in when they leave college and they start work and they're providing for their families. So, you know, get up early, go to work, do your job, come home, enjoy your lifestyle. And that's one of the things that I thought that was really positive in moving to morning practices.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.